See,
I've known that
I
for
have
a
very
long
really
time.
I watch really weird reels. So I don't believe there's a reflection of
sorry, you watch what? you watch
weird reels, like
reels.
all those ones that are very
All we
weird.
need to do is check your dreams. Check what you dream about. And then check when you wake up, how do you feel? Before you start saying it is Nigeria, you were the one watching weird reels. You now wake up, you're feeling bad. Even this problem of Nigeria. Ow!
Tell people all the time that one of the things I'm very careful about is people who are comfortable to always curse.
Exactly.
You know, it's
if
worse
you're
if they
too
do it in Yoruba.
comfortable-
It's worse if they do
Yeah,
it in
they say
Yoruba.
weary. I say, why would you say weary? Why would you call somebody weary? Why?
They're just like, should I shit out? Like,
Why? No, I asked them. I say, why? Why do you say that?
Why do you think it's okay to curse and treat
then
it as fun?
There's some ladies too that say, I think it's not a lady name. Like, we just insult ourselves. That's our friendship.
Don't do that for
Don't bring
me.
that
I'm
to
not
me.
doing
I literally
When you're down and you feel there's nowhere to go, no one around to talk you through this burden you hold. You don't have to hold it back. Together we will fight this fire inside. So come into this place we have where we can share everything. Is talking therapy.
Beautiful morning to you. This is the Blast Rise on Blast Urban 98.3, your generational radio. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning.
It is. It is. Every day in December is a beautiful day.
Every day in December is a beautiful day.
Yes.
That's the mindset we're working in.
That's
this
the mindset.
December.
Like, you don't have any choice.
Positive mindset.
Just wake up
we're
every day.
finding the good in every day.
And just be like, what a beautiful day.
What
like,
a beautiful
what
day.
a beautiful day. Even if it's not beautiful, just wake up and
Somebody
remember that today is
about the morning.
I don't know why people like to say that. You say good morning and they're like, what's good about the morning? Maybe your morning is not good, but mine is good. Mine is good. So hold your negativity. Today's also build joy.
Yes.
Build joy day. So remember, positivity. Find the little pockets of joy as much as possible in your day-to-day life activities. Very
Absolutely.
much important.
Dr. Michael is in the house this morning. Make some noise for Dr. Michael.
Hi.
Dr. Michael, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you join us again this morning.
Yes.
Another Tuesday morning where Dr. Michael is going to be joining us for Talking Therapy. This is therapy on the radio, and you can be part of the conversation at all time. You can send us a text, a WhatsApp message, or call the studio line on 081 11 83 1983. 081 11 83 1983. That's the number for you to call, send us a text, or a WhatsApp message to be part of the conversation here this morning. Dr. Michael, how has been your week? Or how was the weekend?
Very nice, actually.
Yeah?
Very, very nice. Very interesting.
Okay. Something you're not sharing because you're like very as if you're reminiscing on something that happened that we don't know about.
It's always loaded. That's why I'm
good.
trying to wonder. Yeah, it's always loaded.
That's good. So it's been a interesting. I would even say it's been very interesting what's been happening in Nigeria for the past couple of months now. There's so many stories. Every day when you wake up, there's something that's happening. There's a news story, and it's not positive most of the time. It's negative story, especially about insecurity. So there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anxiety that's built in a lot of people. Let's talk about how that also affects Nigerians mentally. What's going on right now in Nigeria? The whole insecurity, the fact that you wake up every day, when you turn on your radio, they're talking about something that happened in a particular state. When you go check out your phone, you're seeing videos of people being kidnapped or schools that have been attacked or things like that. So let's talk about the effect of that on your mental health as a Nigerian.
Yeah, you want to switch off your radio?
No, don't switch it off. What do you mean? You switch it off, how would you hear our voices?
So you get to be selective about the radio programs you listen to,
okay,
and then the TV programs that you also listen to, because there's a way it programs our environment. If you are in an environment where people are all bothered, like in a workplace where people are very much bothered, you will discover that the atmosphere in that place will also be so down. That means that there's a kind of invisible exchange that we have, and so you want to be very even selective about where you go to,
okay,
and then who you have conversations with. Because you listening to it or watching it will not change the situation. You know why?
Why?
Because you are not the chief executive officer of your state. Your governor is the chief security officer, and then your president is the chief security officer of your country. So when they are even having security meetings,
They're not there.
so you have to trust the leaders there to be able to make the right decision. But when it comes, so like I always say, you don't want to mix your personal life with your personal journey with the journey of Nigeria.
Okay.
Like, if you want to know where Nigeria is going, first of all, ask, how did Nigeria start? It goes beyond the girlfriend of Lord Lugard coming up with the word Nigeria. I feel there's more to that. Then you want to look at the history of Nigeria. By the time you look at the history of Nigeria, the foundation of Nigeria, how it was formed, because I actually watched a video, I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but I literally sat down to watch, because you have to watch, you have to read, or you have to by yourself, because the security issue is not like a how is it called, something you can just quickly rush and just solve like that. You have to go back and by yourself as a Nigerian. You want to it's not a fire brigade something approach. You want to, as a citizen, you want to be able to sit there and say, what's even the foundation of this country? What even made them, come up with this country? How did we even come about Nigeria? How come we have so many nations, so many tribes? Did they all agree? Didn't they all agree? Who were the people that made decisions? I know the history of Nigeria. So the question is, how many of us know
the history
of Nigeria? And I'm not just talking about what you were told. You literally carrying out your own research, because that will then help you to be able to understand where Nigeria is going. I know where Nigeria is going. But once again, don't join the journey of Nigeria with your own personal journey. And so you need to ask yourself, where am I in my own personal life? Where am I? And because that's where you have absolute control. So you want to spend 80 hours of your day thinking about your own life. And then 80% of the day, 80-20 principle.
80 hours in a day.
Sorry.
Wow.
So 80% of the day thinking about Nigeria. No, about your own personal life. And then 20%. Because it is when you are able to do that you will be in the right frame of mind to think objectively for Nigeria and not react and not have reactive thinking about Nigeria. Reactive thinking is within 1 month, everybody will talk about it. That's even 1 month is long. After 1 month, let there be one distraction and everybody, the discussion will change. But those of us that know Nigeria, we studied Nigeria, we know where Nigeria is going to. We are always thinking. So if you do the same thing and 80% of your day to your own personal life, 20% of what you don't have absolute control over, you discover that you will always have Nigeria in your mind, and you will always follow the situation of things and ask objective questions. So the problem is our citizens don't even have stable personal lives. So so what's their thought pattern? What are they?
It's so destabilizing, because it's like your personal life, there's a royal rumble that is going on, and then in Nigeria as well.
So they would like project it even on Nigeria too. So when even with situations where Nigeria as a country is doing well, they are not going to see it.
Their life is not stable.
So they will keep projecting their own royal rumble in their own personal life. And then because they cannot solve, they are finding it difficult solving their own royal rumble. They don't want you to stop because they kind of enjoy attention. They also subconsciously don't want the royal rumble in Nigeria to also stop. They also want the basketballs. What's happening today? What have they done? And so when you interview the person is always talking about the problems of Nigeria. Such people will never talk about objective solutions to Nigerian problem. So if you really want to find people or be able to solve Nigerian problem, you need to first check your own life. What's the degree of stability? What's the control? What's the percentage of control you have over your own personal life? That's where you will be able to think objectively about Nigeria and be able to help Nigeria go forward. You can't give what you don't have.
Not pour from an empty cup.
No, you can't.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about numbness as well. Because, I mean, for people like us that will probably have to wake up every day, get the papers, see what's happening
Yeah.
firsthand. For people that have to report
pity
it,
you
people that have
guys.
to people that have to write about it. So
Yeah.
people would always do that thing where they expect that you should also be able to talk about it outside of your work.
Yeah.
Where they will say, "Oh, because you do this on the radio, I mean, you probably write about this. You should be able to have conversations outside of it." So I've spoken to some people that do like newspaper review, and they talk about how they have to not talk about it outside of work. They decide that, you know what, I already see everything. I know what's going on. I've just gotten to a point where I'm just numb to it. Where it comes to a point where you become so indifferent when you're seeing stories of people being kidnapped. It's just be like another number, another number of people. It's just like numbers adding up. So like what how is that? Is it healthy to also do that as well, to get to a point where you're like, you know what, to cope? Because it's very traumatic what is going on. To cope, I'm just going to decide that I'll be pretend as if it's not happening, or I'll get to a point where I'm numb to it. They are saying that people got killed. I'm just like, okay, it's another day, it's another number of people that have gotten killed. So like, how does that work as well? Is it healthy to be numb, to start to get to a point where you're so indifferent, when you're hearing all of these things happen and there's nothing that is happening, like there are no sparks in your head? You're just like, okay, another day, it's another story.
No, it's not healthy to be numb, like, and hear negative or non-positive news and then not be, moved and the rest like that. It's not a healthy thing. It means that there's something, your mental health is already going, even though it's a Nigerian problem, but the way you are responding or reacting is also telling us, helping us know the state of your own mental health.
Yeah.
Because if you have a very good and stable mental health, you will respond, you won't react to what is happening to Nigeria. So you going numb, that's the reaction. Reaction is a non-positive approach to situation. You should feel something. Oh,
Every time.
yeah, you should feel something that, oh, wow, that happened to them, and then be empathetic. And then instantly, immediately, set up measures. If it is to get a new lock to your door, if it is to get a new lock to your gate, if it is to have security meetings with among the landlord association in the area, if it is to buy a new gate or buy a new door, then after setting up those measures, then you now go to your own mind and then revise the news, change the news. Like it was said at that meeting where your program, where that lady said, will you actually lie to your mind? So you have to now lie to your mind, because your mind hearing those news is already like becoming destabilized. So you now lie to your mind that Nigeria is doing well. The security situation in Nigeria is fantastic. We have very wise and intelligent leaders in Nigeria. In fact, the political state in Nigeria is awesome, and our political parties are doing fantastically well. What that would then do is to stabilize your mind, although you just lied to your mind.
Yeah.
But your mind does not know how to differentiate between a lie and the truth. Yeah. So the moment you are able to lie to your mind, but a positive lie, that is, it has a positive effect, it will calm your mind down. And that's when you will now be able to face other aspects of your life and be able to manage your life. While Nigeria is also going through our own, you're also able to go through your own, and everybody is fine. We call it like revision technique. The step one is, there's power in Oriki. You might need to find out what's your own Oriki, or whatever helps you to be calm. Like whatever it has to be a particular word, a particular phrase, a particular statement. And you have to try several to be able to find out which one, like whenever you hear like this, you are calm. There are some Orikis that they have negative effects on people. So you want to find whatever, I have mine, you need to have yours. And then, then you become calm. And the step two is now revise the situation to the opposite. And then step three is you now start saying it all over. That's why you really, really need to have a me time. Even while at work, you can have a me time, because it's also going to tell on your level of productivity.
The quality of me time you are able to have for yourself
will determine the quality of your productivity.
This is really interesting because
Like before coming here, I had a long me time,
me time.
and it's going to determine the quality of your day too.
The quality of me time that you have
Yes.
and what you do in that me time.
And what happens during your day is going to be determined by what you did during that me time. Did you spend it thinking about the problems of Nigeria, which you don't have control over?
You don't have control.
Or did you spend it thinking about your own problems, your and challenges, and then you're able to find lasting solutions to them and make decisions? And if you don't know what decision to make, then you increase your level of self-development. That will then increase the quality of the decisions you make and the choices you make.
Very interesting.
I mean, there's some people that would say that if you're thinking about the things that you need to do, the things that you need to get done, maybe some of the reasons why you might have problems as in Nigeria, and it's because of the way Nigeria is unstable. So they're like, you can't necessarily think about yourself outside of Nigeria. Not necessarily like outside, like physically, like because of the fact that some of the problems that you're having is because of the fact that you live in Nigeria.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. We have been able to find out that, like we used to think that America is like heaven, although I have not been to heaven before. Until the day I discovered they actually have a lot of homeless people, and we actually see them in movies, but we used to think maybe they are not. It's not that bad. Until we discovered that it's actually and then they have drug issues too.
They have drug issues.
And then they have
gun violence.
And then they have potholes in New York. I don't know if you have seen videos on TikTok where they say this place is giving like not Lagos, giving like one funny place.
Yeah.
And then the part of London.
Yeah.
And then they also show parts of Dubai with due regard to them. And then they say, this place is not the picture of the Dubai that we know, or the picture of London that we see, or England and the rest like that. And there are, even for those people who Japan, they saw that London is not the only place in UK. There are many other places like. So so what is happening and yet there are a lot of people are flourishing in the UK, in the US and rest like that. What is happening in Nigeria does not need to happen in your life and does not need to affect your life negatively. You have to make a conscious choice. The question is, how deliberate, how intentional am I? Like now, at the beginning of this year, what were the goals I had? How intentional were they? Okay, if I should choose to read 1,000 books today, is it still the government that is preventing me from reading 1,000 books today?
I don't have money to buy the books.
Okay, what about your phone? There are many free
piracy.
Free ebooks.
Free ebooks.
Yeah, but I don't want to read those ones. I want to read the ones I can
that
buy.
You can see.
I want to buy the books.
So, like, there are many things that I don't think Nigeria has reached a place of no return. But you don't want to be bothered about that. You want to check your own life. As your own life reached a place of no return. If your own life has reached a place of no return, and Nigeria has not reached a place of no return, and then Nigeria comes back, your own life will not come back home. So what I'm saying is that, I understand what you're saying, that the policies of the government are just like that. But even we still have some policies that are still working. So let's say you now have your own life is like 80% is undergoing 80% improvement. Like it has reached a place of 80%. And then we have like 20% policies doing well. Imagine that kind of combination. So even with the 20% of policies that are working, and then your life has reached 80% of progress, it will be able to use the 20% of policies that are working for your own good. And to be fair, what exactly is it? The government is not really the one giving you water.
Not providing security for you.
That's the thing. You have to provide all of those for yourself.
Now,
so is it not exhausting?
Now, what happens to us is a reflection of the state of our mind. The question is, what's my mindset about security? You are the same person that will keep on watching movies where they keep killing themselves, and you will not do revision technique to revise the movie you watched. You are the same person that will also watch videos on, hey, this thing has happened. You said they abducted. What happened? What happened? You opened the video. Now that you opened it and you watched it, what have you done? Have you been able to help the people that were captured you tweeted about it. Okay, so your tweet, okay, the best your tweet can do is to influence the people in power. Were they influenced by your tweets? You understand? So what you want to do is you don't want to you want to first of all correct the impression, the programming that you have, that what happens in a country affects your life. If you don't control change that programming, you will just keep on going in the same direction that Nigeria is going. Nigeria can go in one direction and you can go in the other direction. And if the people in Nigeria decide that they don't want their head to be correct, they want the country to collapse, you will just find your own. There will be a way where you just leave Nigeria, and you will be able to find your way in another place. So Nigeria can go down, God forbid, where you can keep going on. So there has to be that change of programming, that government policies will determine what happens to you in life, or largely determines what happens to you. Is the impact of government policies or the influence of the government in your life is not as big as you think it is. You need to review it. You need to ask yourself. You need to really sit down. And I think the issue is many people don't really have time to sit down and say, what's like the percentage of impact and influence the government has on my life? What's the percentage of impact? If I sleep at 9 and I wake up at 12 and I read from 12 to 6, okay, there's no light. NEPA decides, do you have lamp? How much is lamp? 4,000. Maybe the fake ones.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay, so you buy the fake one, at least you use it for a while.
Yeah.
Or you use lantern. I don't know if people still use lantern. So the question is, what are the things you still have control over? So is it that you are focusing a lot more on what you don't have control over? Can you take a stock of the things I still have control and the things that are still working? Don't say everything is not working. There are some things that are still working. Maybe in your area, NEPA still brings light for 1 hour. So that 1 hour, what do you use that 1 hour for? Maybe for 2 hours, what do you use it for? You know. So you want to that's why it comes back again to your personal life, the quality of your personal life.
So, but how do you know that you're getting to the point where you're being affected? How do you know you're getting to the point where you need to filter out some things? Because, I mean, it might not be very clear to some people. They don't know that they've been affected by it. For example, the elderly ones now. They probably grew up on reading newspapers.
Yeah.
Now that newspapers are not so common, there's still newspapers, but now that they're not the only reliable means of getting information. Every time, okay, I'll use my mom as an example. She consumes a lot of Facebook content. And you know that one thing about Facebook is that there's a lot of fake information. There's a lot of fake information on Facebook. They can say, oh, the video passes away or something like that. And it's like, somebody that is in this place, what do you mean that he is alive? He's very much alive. Yeah. And then she'll be like, oh my God, they said that he's passed away. So I realized that most times, and you know, one thing is the moment you start consuming one thing on those social media platforms,
you go to the next,
bringing it up. And I realized that, you know, it's gotten to a point where that's all she consumes. Like, it's hard for Facebook to bring her any. And I'm trying as much as possible to say, okay, you know what? You don't always have to believe it, even though we always fight about it all the time. And she's like, you don't know what is happening in Nigeria. And I'm trying to be like, oh my God, you have to take it easy. So how do they know that it's getting to the point where it's starting to affect them? For the elderly ones, for young people as well. People just like to stay informed because, again, we're living in Nigeria. You have to know what is happening. You have to understand like the things that are happening, that are going on in your country. So how do you know that, be like, say, I've gotten to the point where I have to take it easy?
Okay, so number one is that whatever news you need will come to you.
In search of it.
Thank you.
You don't have to go in search of it.
Thank you. Whatever news, it might be that you just pass down beside that security post downstairs, and then they will say, they said they are giving out 100 million to entrepreneurs, and you didn't even know. You just passed, and then they said it, and then you now will go to check it. That's intentional. Is it viewership now or listenership? So, do you know that our online content are also related to, or the online whatever we have posts, they are related to what we think about.
Even what we see on the internet is related to how we
Our
our
consciousness.
feed is a reflection of who we are.
Yes.
What what you see on your feed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever I
That one is,
see,
I've known that
I
for
have
a
very
long
really
time.
I watch really weird reels. I don't believe that's a reflection of
sorry, you watch what you watch
weird reels, like
reels.
all those ones that are very
All we
weird.
need to do is check your dreams. Check what you dream about. And then check when you wake up, how do you feel? Before you start saying it is Nigeria, you were the one watching weird reels. You now wake up, you are feeling bad. Even this problem of Nigeria. The dream that you went to, is that also Nigeria? You know, so what we watch and what we listen to on our social media is determined by our consciousness.
Yeah.
And our consciousness is determined by what we impute into it. And I will not lie, they are very addictive. They are very like interesting. There are some songs that have lyrics and I just shake my head like, I quickly do revision technique. No, I cannot. No, that cannot enter. Maybe I don't have control about how I'm putting it off. So I had to do revision technique to start getting them off my mind, because as you do those techniques, they get off your mind and then you are able to free
I have a
yourself.
question.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people that listen to heartbreak songs.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm thinking
I'm sure Oiza is heartbreak.
and some people find, they find solace in listening to some of these songs. I was telling you about one of Ruga's songs that I was like, no, I'm not going to play. There's some songs that I've listened to that they're like great songs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ruga.
Shout out to Ruga, but shout out to a couple of our Nigerian artists. But
Right.
when you listen to some of their songs, in the core of the music, they're telling you, this is how I made money.
Yeah.
I made money through fraud. It's in the music. Yes, they are boldly saying it in the music that, I made money through fraud. There's one of Ruga's music where it was like, you enter free boats, you say you don't know what you're coming to do here. It's technically sexually harassment.
Yeah.
And it's in the pockets like that.
Yeah.
So you see me
Being intentional.
being intentional about even the music I'm playing for the listener on the radio. I'm not playing what the listener wants to hear. I'm playing what I think is conducive
Thank you for
me.
that.
And I'm searching for the songs that are more important to me
Right.
than what the listener think is grooving outside.
Right.
So for people who are not consciously sanitizing, because at the end of the day, you need to pay attention to the lyrics.
Yes.
Even
not
when
just the beats.
even Adekola goes in his new project,
Yeah.
the song with Davido, where he sang,
I like what you're saying. I like
what did
what
they
you're
say?
saying.
What did they
My
say?
love is the same.
My love is the
sorry.
same.
What's the song?
What is that?
Let's
Let's quickly find
is it love is not enough? Have you? I can't.
If they say love is not enough, that's still true.
Love is not enough. It's like something about
Getting like being married and how like the temptation of being married.
the temptation of being. Let me type. Are you typing Adekola goes album?
Yeah, try to look.
See, I would have.
Only
Yeah,
God
Only God can save you. Yeah, only God
Only
can
God
save
can
you.
save
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Only God can save me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. When this fine, so it's
Yeah.
more looking. It's more talking about
Like the temptation.
the temptation is around him,
Yeah.
and he cannot exactly deal with it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's that conscious programming and wiring. It's even in
Yeah.
some of our faves,
Yeah.
the kind of songs that they are making. You have to
Yeah.
like really tell yourself, do I want this song to be part of my reality?
Yeah.
Or begin to ingrain that it is okay to have this mindset.
Yeah.
It's in the music that we listen to.
And then the more we smile, the more we laugh, our emotions are actually the power. They are the power force behind, or like whatever behind what happens to us in life. So you are listening, you are laughing, you are enjoying the beats, but you're also being programmed by the lyrics of the song.
Whether you like it or not.
And even like this past few weeks, I tweeted something about when we caught our religious books talk about how powerful even Yoruba, even our incantations is also the power of incantations is based on our tongue. So our religious books taught us that the power of life and death is in our tongue. And I tweeted that during anatomy, each of us were given a bodies that were not claimed, and then you have to dissect the body from head to toe. I was the one that opened the skull. We used saw, and then we brought out the brain. I was the one that did that one. Why are you looking at me now? I'm not a murderer. The person was already dead. Okay. So, but we call the tongue. The tongue is just purely muscles and supplied by a nerve or several nerves, whatever. We did not find anything inside the tongue. There was no fluid or maybe something. That was the power. So I now tweeted that what gives the tongue power is the fact that you cannot talk without the tongue. your power to talk is reduced drastically if the tongue is not there.
Yeah.
So therefore, it means when they say power of life and death is in our tongue, they're actually talking about power of life and death is in the power of our words that we speak. And the words that we speak is determined by our programming, mental programming. You cannot say what you have not heard of before. You must have heard of it before. So if I can control what I listen to, what I watch, and if I watch it and then do revision technique, it means I will not say such words.
Yeah.
And words that I don't have emotions for, I don't end up saying them.
I tell people all the time that one of the things I'm very careful about is people who are comfortable to always curse.
Exactly.
You know, it's worse if they do it in Yoruba. It's worse if they do it in Yoruba.
They say weary. I say, why do you say weary? Why would you call somebody weary? Why?
They're just like, shit out.
Why? No, I ask them. I say, why? Why do you say that?
Why do you think it's okay to curse and treat it as fun?
There's some ladies too that say, I think it's not a lady name. Like, we just insult ourselves. That's our friendship.
Don't do that for me.
Bring that to me. I literally stopped talking. I got into a huge fight. I remember when I was straight out of here. I was dating someone at the time, and I had the problem with the fact that they were quick to throw around words, and I was like, it doesn't sit well with me.
Words are powerful.
It doesn't sit well with me. I don't like you doing it. So you don't see me, because I didn't even grow up in a home where my parents even said, are you stupid?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you this, are you that? So I didn't grow up in that type of home. You know, if they want to punish you, they punish you for doing something wrong. And they don't curse you out or say something like that. And I always remember this story very well. I lived in a residential apartment when I was in uni. I didn't stay around school. And I remember this woman was like always telling, she had a very troublesome son. Right, and I've heard her a few times say, "Well, I promise you, this boy wasn't 15 when he slept at the station. He wasn't 15 when he spent 2 nights at the police. I had to go bail the boy out at the police station because I used my privilege, because as a student, I was already practicing as a journalist at the time, so I was able to use that leverage to walk into police and say, I need to bail this boy out."
Do you know that even wives that say, "My husband, you are cheating," but the guy is not cheating. That guy went to prison, not necessarily because the mother released the power. Of course, all those things also, like what they end up doing, everything is now programming the guy's mind, because we respect our parents, we believe them. So if your parent is now the one saying that, it means that your believability now increases, because you say this person must be right. So if you now say, "My husband, this one that you are coming late," is like you're having something outside, and the guy is not doing it, and then you keep on saying it over and over again. The mind, because you are like the wife of the husband, the mind of the person will believe it.
Just say cheat. Well, okay.
We're going to pick up this conversation again, Dr. Michael, because of our time this morning.
God.
Because of our time this morning. Okay, so there's things we watch and search on social media is picked up by the system and goes into the pool as a history of our interest. With the precision and target marketing, you will keep seeing similar reels and feeds. Motun from Bodija.
Yeah.
This is very true. You know, you say, like now, and let me disrupt your internet for you. Say you're looking to buy like new furnitures, right?
Do you know that all the content I've been saying is about babies now?
Because
my friend
had a baby.
No, I'm not thinking of baby. My friend had the baby, and every day when I wake up and I try to, everything is like, "Baby, where's to get baby this?" I'm like, it's not my baby. It's not my baby. Thank you very much. You know, so I realized that all the things that you talk about, sometimes you just go online and you start saying like, I wanted to buy jewelry, and I was just thinking about it that, I want to buy jewelry.
And then you open the phone.
That's
the first
thing.
post or
that's
second
the first
post.
thing I was saying.
Yeah.
And then you now stay on it.
Yeah.
When you now stay on, that's what Musun or who when you now stay on it, like, how come? How did you guys know? Then it will now go into the system. That's when it goes into the system, not before. So we must not mix up things. Yes, it goes into the system, but it's when you stay on that.
Yes.
And then you stay on it because I've been.
Do you know that this the algorithm and those who are building this app, they know when you stay on a post,
they know,
and when you just swipe,
yes.
They know what you stay and watch and what you,
and they feel that's your interest.
If you use like Instagram and you use Instagram like the creator,
they are all
the creator account tells you the amount of, if a video is like 1 minute long,
Yeah.
it will tell you the average time everybody had watched.
Yes.
Either they watch from the beginning to the end, or
Yeah.
they watch it from the first 4 seconds. YouTube does it in a way that
Yeah.
YouTube will break it down that the most time people stay to watch a video is for the first 15 seconds, or the first 4 seconds, or
Yeah.
the first 20 seconds. So you now say, okay, I need to make shorter videos.
Yeah.
And that's how we begin to program us
Yeah.
and program us and program
Yeah.
us. Now, and after 8 seconds, people swipe.
You don't swap.
People don't even reach 8 seconds before they swipe. Dr. Michael, you've been wonderful again.
Thank you very
I want
much.
to say thank you for doing this with us. It's 10
Thank
o'clock
you.
already.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with more right here on the Blast Rise.